The bill passed. Yesterday, the House passes a sweeping bipartisan bill that expands the child tax credits and business tax breaks. Take a look.
On this vote, the yeas are 357, the nays are 70. Two-thirds being in the affirmative, the rules are suspended. The bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
So this passed in the House yesterday. It's now going to be making its way to the Senate, where it will likely pass as well, and then go to President Joe Biden's desk to be signed into law. This is going to put a lot of money into the pockets of millions of Americans they were not expecting. This is going to be applied retroactively and will last through 2025. Now, in addition to that, just to clarify, you do not have to do anything additional to your taxes to receive this. We've received confirmation from the IRS. If you have not yet filed, you don't got to do anything. They're going to apply it. If you've already filed, you don't got to do anything. They're going to make sure that they take care of it on their end. You don't have to do any amendments so you can get these benefits, these tax credits. Now, also, we're going to be discussing how this is going to be impacting people directly. I've covered this in detail in previous videos. I will link those for you, but I'm just going to briefly cover some of what unfolded over the past 24 hours and how this has made its way through the House of Representatives. And again, I've said it before, don't be surprised that bills like this are passing and money is going to be coming your way in an election year because, well, the members of Congress, they like to get stuff done right before people hit the polls, so that way it's fresh in their minds. Hey, this member of Congress got me some money. Maybe I should keep them in their position of power. So again, don't be surprised that things are passing during an election year. Now, I'm going to be covering the latest details for you. And also, if you missed my live stream last night, you might want to check it out right after this, as we received some breaking news from the FBI Director Wray that Chinese hackers have compromised infrastructure systems. Another major warning coming out yesterday. I covered all the details for you live as it came out. Now, one of the things we've heard could happen is power grids could be compromised. And if that happens, I've created a readiness guide for you as well. I will link it in the description, totally free, step-by-step things to prepare for you and your family. So stick around to the end to check out some information on that as well. But let's cover the details for you as to what happened in the House of Representatives. Tax credits passed, and it looks like they're going to be coming on their way. Now, before we dive in, do me a quick favor, though. If you appreciate the updates, don't forget, smash that like button for me. Just takes a second to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so link in the description below to this article that came out yesterday was just updated today, and it says, the House passed a sweeping bipartisan tax bill Wednesday that would expand the child tax credit for American families and also reinstate some tax cuts for businesses. The bill, negotiated between Representatives Jason Smith, chair of the House Ways Means Committee, and Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon, the chair of the Senate Ways Means Committee, cleared the House by bipartisan vote of 357 to 70. The widespread support in the lower chamber was critical for the legislation because Republicans fast-tracked it under the tactic known as suspension. Any bill that passes under suspension requires two-thirds support as opposed to a simple majority. That means that the tax proposal needed significant bipartisan backing in the Republican-controlled House. Still, the roughly $79 billion package faces a steep climb in the Senate, where Republicans are demanding the bill clear additional hurdles. There are issues that need to be fixed, said Senator Mike Crapo of Idaho, and leading Republican on the Senate Finance Committee that handles tax legislation. Here's what you need to know about the legislation facing major challenges in the Senate and what it could mean for parents, business owners, and others across the country. So how would this deal impact me directly? Though the tax legislation passed Wednesday would not rise to the same levels that we saw the boosted pandemic-era child tax credit rise to, the bill would raise the refund portion to $1,800 per child in 2023, $1,900 per child in 2024, and $2,000 per child in 2025. It would also adjust the value for inflation in 24 and 25, so you're going to be seeing a couple extra $100 per child. But the legislation extends beyond parents. It would also create tax benefits for people impacted by natural disasters, and it would strengthen the low-income housing tax credit as well. The bill is also set up to extend tax breaks for businesses through 2025 and implement benefits to support trade with Taiwan. The tax breaks in the agreement would be paid for by eliminating the employee retention tax credit. That was a pandemic-era provision to help businesses keep employees employees on payroll, but has since been found to be rife with fraud. Now, which lawmakers are against the bill and why? Well, ultra-conservative lawmakers strongly oppose the bill over the expanded child tax credit. Those Republicans claim that the child tax credit would have been doled out to undocumented immigrants. The child tax credit, however, would not provide any new benefits for undocumented immigrants and would only provide a boost in existing benefits for families already receiving the credits. Only children with Social Security numbers can benefit from the bill. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, progressive lawmakers also raise concerns about the bill, arguing that it doesn't go far enough to expand the tax credits and unduly benefit companies. The tax deal fails on equity, said House Appropriations Chair Rosa DeLauro in a statement earlier this week. At a time when the majority of American voters believe tax on big corporations should be increased, there is no reason we should be providing corporations a tax cut while only giving families pennies. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Should the child tax credits be more? Should the tax credits to businesses be more? What about the everyday American? What about those on Social Security? Now, the last-minute fight in the House. The bill didn't pass without precursory drama in the lower chambers. A small group of moderate New York House Republicans set off alarms over the legislation's lack of reform for a state and local tax deduction, or SALT, popular with their constituents. Those moderates borrowed the playbook from their more conservative colleagues who have repeatedly brought the House to a standstill in recent months and threatened to tank the unrelated vote and freeze legislative action. However, the lawmakers stood down when Republican leaders promised them discussions on any reforms to the program. The group met with House Speaker Mike Johnson on Tuesday evening for hours and agreed to continue working with members to find a path forward on the legislation related to the tax deductions. Taylor Hosley, the spokesperson for Johnson, told USA Today in a statement. So there you have it. And again, this has passed in the House, going to make its way to the Senate, and then likely to the president's desk to be signed into law. Now, as more information comes out, I'll be sure to keep you up to date. In addition to that, to get the latest on changes for taxation, be sure to check out this video right here next. And to see that FBI warning on cyber attacks, be sure to check out this one right here. And I've also got a readiness prepared guide totally free for you and your family, linked in the description below. Be sure to check it out. And as more information comes out, I'll keep you up to date here on the channel. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.